Um, Other questions you ask don't have to be directly related to your character. It can be about like your character's position in relation to others. It can be about like the upcoming tiles on the board and how you think that might affect your character, stuff like that.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to do a thing, which is I'm going to diversify us across the board so we can all get a modicum of different experiences.
Not me. I just had a hate crime.
I'm sorry, who was that? I don't have any.
Maya.
Maya. All right. Yep. Yeah. You get to stay there. That's unfortunate.
I rolled a 2.
All right. Here. Go right. Where do I want to go?
I think I moved my card too early. I think I ended my turn too early.
Yeah, at the beginning of your next turn, you'll need to discard your 2 cards in your hand.
The 2 last cards?
Yeah, the ones that are not your career, gender, or race.
Oh, okay.
Here. You get to go. Yeah. So, you know, it's been time. How about this, guys? Just want to make sure we all get a little bit more different experience on the board.
Do you remember what day we're playing this game, Peyton?
I think Sunday or Monday.
Not Sunday. The scavenger hunt is Sunday.
Oh, okay, then Monday, I believe.
Okay. I think the biggest thing for everyone when we're playing the game next week is to kind of try your hardest to keep the conversation rolling, because there will be a lot of downtime, especially if we have several teams. And with that, there will be a lot of quiet time. And the quieter we are, the less engaged the students will be, so they'll get bored quicker. So even if it's not necessarily related to the game, it can be some questions about like them personally, especially with it being early in the week. I think that'll be some of the best moves to make to kind of keep their attention, but also to get them warmed up to each other and to you.
So I have just passed the turn over to Lauren.
Okay. Now that I'm in the bottom corner, I'm moving up.
Yep.
Yep. Okay.
Hey, I got a paycheck.
Okay.
Are we assessing people's money based on what?
That is the one thing with this is if we do or not.
Ooh, I invented a new font. That's pretty cool.
Okay, Ms. Public Figure.
I mean, I don't see any of y'all out here inventing new fonts like me.
It best not be Papyrus.
Kaylin, it's your turn now to facilitate.
Okay, all right. So, how are you guys? How are you guys doing? How do you feel like everything's going for your characters?
Poorly and broke.
Poorly and broke.
You ain't as broke as me.
So tell me more about that. How do you feel since you're poor? Since you say that you're poor and broke, do you feel that your character is going to be able to have a good, kind of round?
Like you mean like will I get better?
Yeah.
Oh, way my luck is going, probably not. But hopefully, live the American dream and lift up our bootstraps and get better.
Oh wow! Wow. Well, you have to think about it like I would say. You have to think about it like this: that sometimes you just never know where people what circumstance, what a person's circumstances are, and so you kind of have to do your best and work through it.
But like, how do I adjust when everything seems to be like against me?
You just keep pushing through and not losing the faith.
Make every day taste like a holiday.
Yeah, make every day
There
like
you
a
go.
holiday. Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome. Anyone else has any how is everybody else doing? Like, is there some good things, things you unexpectedly happening, or
Well, bad things. I am $9,400 in debt right now.
You're how much?
Can you repeat that?
Let me make sure I did my math right. Hold up.
9,000. Good Lord.
No. I did not say 9,000.
Oh.
I said $40,400 in debt.
Oh.
Okay. That's a little interesting. You've been dealt a pretty interesting hand. How do you think people that are in debt kind of deal with that, like in real life?
For me, it was just unfair that I'm the one that had to pay all the money when I was the victim of a hate crime, and everything worked against me. And then with me being dead and struggling, I mean, I'm never going to be able to make it past ever.
Well, you know, sometimes life can be a little unfair, and so we have to kind of work to make it to where it's fair. This game is kind of designed to make you, you know, question certain things, you know, and make you see how it is at other people's shoes.
Okay, so switching back to not student right now. I like that you're trying to like add motivation to it, but I think you can also use the opportunity as a more of a learning experience. So asking them like, see, the hate crime one's a little bit difficult, especially this early in the game. But thinking about like,
yeah, that threw me for. I was like, oh, how can I? When you even said, I was like, oh my god! Like I thought, I hope she being serious. Well, not serious, but
yeah.
I don't know how to address that. And then when I try to come back positive.
So maybe this will be the opportunity to take it to those restorative touchstones. Think about how real life can make changes so people don't have to go that far in debt when something has been done wrong to them.
Yeah, not only that, something else that actually could be really good there is, all right, so that's not right. What could be done to change it? What would you do to change it?
Yeah. Prevent it from happening, change it after it does happen, all that good stuff. Oh, is it my turn?
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking note. What would you do differently?
Nadia, it's your turn. How would you change the outcome?
Okay.
I'm tired.
What? That's like my second too.
I got a 2 and it mattered the most.
Wow.
Now, I will ask, if at any point you get more than $100,000 in debt, let me know, because a thing happens.
I'm already more than $100,000 in debt.
Cool! A thing happens! I would like you to move your character to the first paycheck space above month 7.
Oh, you're so glad to do this spiral.
Yeah. You have hit the point of almost no return, which is you get to next turn continue down the spiral of poverty.
No, I don't know where did you say go?
So if you go to the paycheck above month 7.
It's at the bottom.
At the bottom, yeah.
Oh, okay. Right here?
Right above it.
Yeah, right above
this
it.
one.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, so you get paid, but that matters.
Expense. Oh, Kaylin, you want to discuss a little bit about what her life might look like going down this track?
Oh wow. Oh, okay. All right. So you said that you was over $100,000 in debt.
Yes.
Okay.
Also, look at her specific position on the board.
Okay. Where?
Let me share my. I'll share my screen.
Okay. It's,
This is Nadia right here.
okay. Hold up. Where? Okay. So she gets to go down there. Those next. Oh wow.
Nadia, end your turn.
Oh wow. You kind of have some. You got some roads to go and some hills to climb. But what can? Okay, but like, if this was you in real life, what would you do different? What would you do?
Probably. Well, I don't know. Probably see if I could. I heard about this thing called bankruptcy, or maybe get like a loan and pay for it.
Mm.
I think so. I can get out of that, but it doesn't look like. It doesn't seem like that'll be possible with what's ahead of me.
Yeah, I can say, because I've been in your position in the game, the way that I was just like, I was like, you know what? It doesn't matter how much debt I have, because I can never wipe it away. So I'm just gonna not think about it and just pay attention to other things. Just that whole, I'm going to ignore how crappy this is.
Which happens in real life.
Oh yeah, it does happen in real life. What do you feel like you could do to change this?
It's your turn to
Because,
roll, by the way, Kaylin.
huh? Oh,
Hope for the best. That's pretty much it.
What about a systematic change? What could be an interesting systematic change that might have prevented you from hitting this point?
I probably could have changed jobs for the better. I don't know if my education is good enough to get a better job, but I'm already approved by the government. Maybe I can get a better government job.
So I'm gonna take a guess here. I'm guessing the reason that you suddenly hit so far in debt is you hit you had to pay for the hospital bills.
It just said I need to pay $100,000.
Yes. So what about the fact that like what might have changed that? Let's say we had socialized medicine. How could that have changed?
I could have maybe only had to pay a few hundred instead of 1,000 if it was serious health expense. But then again, I may not have to pay anything because apparently having the flu in the hospital is like $200,000 here. So, no telling.
you remember the last time you said that I had to put my 2 cards back? I think I forgot that and I rolled already. Does that affect me in any way? Or
No. That's totally fine because you can
okay,
discard it at any time.
you said what?
You can discard it at any time. So if you go to your hand and click
Okay.
on the 2 cards.
See, and something just funky just happened with my computer. So, cards in hand. Okay, cool. Okay. So I can just put them back at any time.
Yeah, so what you'll do is you'll click on the cards, and then over there's a thing that says discard. So you'll click that little drop-down menu, and then you'll just hit discard pile. The system itself puts the discarded card into the right pile.
Okay, just discard pile. Okay.
And then you want to do that with the other card as well.
I did that. And so I did roll 2. So do I pick another card or do I lose my turn by default?
You get to move your character the 2 spaces forward. Where are you?
I don't even know where I'm at.
You are right above month 4.
On the left side.
It's okay. Okay. This is just Just 1 second. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm having a hard time. See, something happened with my computer to where the board got bigger.
Oh, so if you see those right up under where it says game room, the game of life sucks, it's some arrows and an X.
Mm-hmm.
Try clicking that.
Arrows and X.
Or it might be.
Okay. It did something. Okay, it did something. But I can't find me on here anywhere.
It's on the left-hand side right next to the card deck for high-income careers.
Mm-hmm. Month 4. Okay. It flipped it because it was the other way.
Oh, so if you, that means you probably hit the circle next to the arrows. You can keep clicking until it turns back the right way.
Okay, because that's what it did. Which is why I got lost. I hate that I'm making this a little longer than what it needs to be, but it's just this is a little different. This is a little different for me.
I actually think we're coming up on time for us to go ahead and start debriefing anyway.
Okay, so I just moved 2 spaces. All right, and then I made an expense.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're going to the expense file.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Draw 1. Oh, hell. I'm so sorry. Can I tell what the expense is?
For the sake of this, yeah, for the sake of the learning stuff, yeah.
Okay. Long-term hospitalization, pay $1,000. And then now I kind of have to share this too. I'm non-binary, so I know that there's a 25% extra. So I'm looking at
Isn't that $100,000 though?
Yeah, 100. That's what I said, $100,000,
Okay.
and then I have to pay. I'm non-binary, so I have to pay more, 25% more.
So $125,000.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was looking at, and so
that means you going down the spiral of poverty too.
and that's what I said. I said that's why I said the D word. I said the D word because.
I don't blame you.
So it's something. So I guess that's the end of my turn, right?
So you want to move your character down to where I'm losing people. Nadia's character is. It's to the green paycheck space above month 7, which is towards the bottom.
Yeah, get a neighbor.
Oh, oh wow. Okay, you said month 7. Hold up. And again, I am. This thing is kind of flipped.
Would you like to walk the spiral staircase with me?
This thing flipped.
Spiral downwards.
Said month 7. Let me just go to month.
I have
7.
a crippling addiction to cake.
And that's a different track.
Is a lie.
Okay, hold up. I see month 6 and I see month 5. I'm having a hard time finding month 7.
Keep following the board around, down and to the left from month 6.
Remember, I'm okay. You said 6.
You can flip your board back if you press that round arrow.
I did, but the thing is not flipping. Okay, I see it. Okay, so I'm right there with her with that paycheck.
Yep.
Okay, and so now my turn is over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, we could start like a social group together to talk about our struggles.
Which
Go to counseling or something. I know that's what I would do. I would sure go to a therapist, but I ended my turn.
all right. So we have a reflection point. So what are the initial reactions? What is everybody's initial reaction? Just in general.
A lot.
I don't like the game. I don't like it. I don't like it.
In what regard do you like it? Like just like mechanics, the way it plays.
I don't like it. Like I don't know. I think mechanic, and then mechanic, and then kind of. I know it sounds like I'm kind of be. I know it kind of sounds like I'm like kind of being a rat or something, but I just it's just. I'm not saying it's a bad game. It's a good game. I think I'm a little. Remind you, I've been saying I'm not the best computer savvy, and then too like, I thought I picked good cards that were shocking. Some were shocking. I thought, and some were good. But I see it, and it was gonna seem like I was gonna go down a spiral in one play.
Wait a second. What was your income?
My income was high income. It was $12,000 a month.
So technically, you're not. He shouldn't have been on a spiral.
Oh.
No, you can enter the spiral if you accumulate a whole bunch of debt. I added a new special rule: is if you hit 100,000 or more debt, at the end of the spiral, you can if you're able to, you can get out.
Well, what I'm saying is he had already gotten what 1 or 2 paychecks, and his debt was $100,000, so he's still right below it.
That's true. There are some. Well, at the same time, he theoretically could have hit a bunch of stuff. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
but
You sure? I don't think I moved that far. I didn't move far.
So I know you have passed 1 paycheck at least.
Yeah, I think I did pass at least 1 paycheck.
I think you passed 2. Because I think almost everybody was past me when we changed, and I'm on the 2nd paycheck. So that's at least $24,000. And then, I mean, of course, it depends on what expenses you had before then. But I think that's the perfect opportunity to talk about us also paying a lot of attention to the board, because some things are very easily missed. Like, it's real easy to pass that paycheck and forget to collect your money. Just like sometimes Monopoly is a little, it's not that easy, but still, some people do get that $200 when they pass go.
Yeah, Monopoly is another game. It's interesting, but I'm like, oh, it's so much going on.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's tough.
I encourage you and everybody really to, like Peyton said, play this game solo a couple times in the next couple of days before, well, I think we'll come back to play as a group. Say it again?
The next 2 days.
Yeah. I think we might be coming back to play as a group again tomorrow. But in the meantime, use some of your downtime to play the game and try to get a little bit more familiar with it, because come Sunday, I mean, really, y'all are going to be the ones answering most of the questions. Of course, like Anetta said, if there's a question you don't have an answer to, you can always ask for the answer. Just let them know, like, I don't know, but I'll find out. But the more familiar you are with the rule book and kind of how the game plays, the easier. So it's a game you really can play by yourself, because it doesn't depend on the other players like Monopoly does, because that depends on like what properties and stuff they purchase. This was all you.
How about anybody else? What are your everybody else's first impression or first takeaways, important takeaways? Stuff.
I enjoyed like how we had the practice today of facilitating and like talking about what questions would be good to ask. I do feel kind of nervous, just like I feel like there's a couple points in the practice where like the discussion kind of came to an end, which is fine. But as a facilitator, I would kind of be wondering, like, is this something I should try to keep them going on, or like, should I just let this die down and like wait for something else to come up? Like, those are kind of questions I feel like I'm going to have when we're actually facilitating.
I think one thing that might help with that might be the fact that, so when we're facilitating, we won't be playing. So we have total freedom to just look at the board, look at everything, and interact with our group. So we won't be trying to pay attention to our own information at the same time as we're paying attention to what we can be saying.
Okay. Yeah, that's helpful.
Also, like I said earlier, it doesn't always have to be about the game. So if you want to like Google some get to know you questions or stuff like that, then you can ask that to kill time too.
How do we relate this to the touchstones?
Anybody else want to answer that? So let's think of, let's go back to Brett's instance when he was talking about the being Native American and really trying to choose between staying on the reservation and still only getting bad things or taking the risk and leaving the reservation. How could we relate them to the touchstones in regards to moving towards healing?
Well, there are a couple ways there. One is that in itself, leaving the reservation is a wound, but it's a wound that can't really, because of the way that the culture works, because you're abandoning your culture, basically, it's a wound that you have to take upon yourself to heal, and the culture would have to take upon itself to heal because you kind of normally just get shut out. And acknowledging the fact that it's like when we talked about, sometimes you need to be able to repair yourself. Sometimes you can't just expect others to repair you for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Really good one there.
Mm-hmm. Or let's think about specific touchstones. So what are they? Invitation over coercion. So how could we encourage invitation?
Oh,
We could ask.
did you say invitation?
Yeah, that's the first touchstone, invitation over coercion.
I think if are we looking outside of the board game and more into reality?
Yeah.
Okay. Oof, that one's a little. And we're still on the topic of the Native American, right?
Not necessarily. We can talk about any of the things that we encountered in the game.
Okay.
Also, another facilitator tip, don't be afraid of the silence because silence means they're thinking. So let them think.
I think, like, say there's an instance like within the group of students and, maybe there's like kind of two voices that are being heard. They're like, we should do this or we should do this. And like, they're just kind of dominating the conversation. I think making sure to like include another voice, calling on another student, be like, well, what do you think? And try to get a new perspective, rather than being like, well, this is the right way, so we're going to go with so-and-so, or just picking on someone else entirely and like, okay, you get to choose what we do.
Mm-hmm.
I think like bringing in other voices into discussions and things like that, like within the framework of the game.
That's good. You look at that question a different way than I was thinking, but it was still a good answer. I was really asking how could we tie in those touchstones for like specific instances relating to the like disadvantages of disenfranchisement a lot of specific groups face. So what do we do to start that restoration?
Are you saying you want us to answer the question of what do we do, or are you just giving that as an example of this is a question you can ask to reiterate the touchstone?
The first one.
Got it. Okay.
I guess right now I'm kind of being the facilitator and y'all are the students in a sense.
Yeah. Well, one thing we can do, and especially in relation to Nadia, is we can start working towards more equitable laws that are not designed to favor one group or over the other. Start working on true equality.
I like that you brought up laws. So how does that relate to the camp specifically?
Oh, we're in a pre-law camp. I mean, law, we're here for, right?
Yeah. That's true. And I think that kind of ties in with Life Crafter Foundation's whole thing about forging future leaders. Like that's why they're here. So we can bring these things to their the forefront of their mind and hopefully let this year's students be the future leaders to make those changes. Lauren, I see you unmuted yourself. Did you have something?
Yeah, I was going to say just like educating ourselves on the types of disenfranchisement that are like talked about in the game, and then educating others, just because there's still plenty of people who don't see that as a reality of our world, even though it is.
That's true.
I would say one of the things I'm noticing about the game is education doesn't come into play in this. And I was thinking that maybe like I know that, for example, with the females, they take like a 75% pay change. I was thinking maybe like if we did draw a card, whereas like education, like it could either be like, okay, well, you get a 25% bonus to your pay because of this, and it adds on to the effect. So maybe it would drop the female effect from 75% to lower, just like to show that, like, you know, because even your education would make a difference in how certain things would affect you, especially when it comes to jobs and paychecks.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that idea. If we were doing this in person, I would be all for it. The one of the reasons why there's certain things which I would love to include with this, but it's already really complex.
Yes, that's what I was saying. Like maybe like, you know, after this, like workshop the game, because honestly, I think this game could really hold up on its own, especially as an app, like a game app, because of course it couldn't be a board game successfully. Oh my God, no, bad dog, bad. But as an app, it would be really interactive, and like with having it run the numbers for the player. I can most definitely seeing this used in like economic classes in high school, even in colleges, and in like more of these discussions. And I don't know about Journey to Eternity or Life Crafter, but this could be a source of income, as well as the facilitator guide is having this app in the store, you know, and maybe come up with little side things and you still be the creator of the game. I don't know if Brandon has thought of that, or even you have thought about that. Even if you don't want to do it with Lifecraft or just an independent, I think you should run with this. I don't know what it takes to make an app, but honestly, I think you should.
If I know Brandon well enough, which to say this, I think I do, he's gonna try to make that happen because he's been trying to make the facilitators guide like be published on Amazon and stuff like that for use. So this ain't at all.
Okay.
So, hey. Did anybody else have any closing questions, remarks, observations?
What is one like I feel like for me, this is me personally. I feel like for me, I was one of them. It was challenging for me today. It really was, because I know that you have to kind of make them think deeper, but I think in myself too, I kind of have to challenge myself to think deeper too. And I think that's kind of where I kind of lack at. So as I'm learning and trying to implement Bloom's text, oh God, I can't pronounce the word. I'm gonna have to really, you know, I'm gonna have to really learn it for myself too. As if you get what I'm saying.
I think that's the beautiful thing about being facilitators, about being servant leaders and all that stuff. The point is you're always learning. So we're going to learn a lot of things from the students when they play the game or when they interact, and a lot of stuff throughout the camp that we really probably haven't thought of. But the best part about it is being open to that learning so that you do get to grow personally, and then you do get to build those interpersonal relationships.
Yeah. And I know my strength is motivation, but I use the example of my niece, because she'll tell me too, like you're in a motivational mindset, and she ain't never said I don't want to hear it, but sometimes I see it on her face, like, look, I don't want to hear that. And so I'm trying to, I guess I'm trying to keep an even kind of playing field for me to be a facilitator. If there happen to be any lecturer moments, then just hit it on, just do that. Not to be a lecturer like the whole time, but just drop the little gem or nugget, but still try to stay in the facilitator mindset. That's how it is for me. I think I'm more so today with just more lecturer than anything.
Sure. Anybody else want to add anything? Brett, Lauren? I mean, that was pretty much it for the day. Like I said, the more familiar you get with the rule book, the easier. I like what you said, Lauren, about like thinking about the other challenges that could be presented in the game. And I think that goes along with reading through the rule book and just really seeing like what shortcomings the Hispanics and African Americans face, what happens when you go down the drug track, what happens when you go down the spiral of poverty, because we didn't get to get into that as much. Hopefully next time we play, we can just start from the middle somewhere after we pull our characters and that way, so we can get a little bit more experience with the end of the board.
Yeah, I can actually generate a system where we can start in the middle and be good.
Cool. So if nobody has anything further to say, I think we're good to end it here.
Okay then. And we meet tomorrow at 8, right?
Yes.
Okay.
What
I
time
may or may not be there.
Like, what's the training?
7:45, really.
Because we gotta have our dawn with Vaughn.
Yes, and hopefully Mr. Blankenship, I might be sending some things over the night too that he might be open to.
Lauren, I'm not 100% sure. I know Marion's going to talk with us, and she actually has been running camp the last couple of weeks through Zoom, so she'll be a great resource for classroom management and stuff virtually. I think that's part of what she's going to talk about. I'm not sure exactly what all it's going to be, but I do know the title of tomorrow was Get Her Done.
Okay. Well, just wondering.
No problem.
All right, y'all have a great day.
Bye.
Hey, you too.